News. I am your presenter, Narissa Bostwick. On the local scene, the Rotary Club of St. Vincent, in collaboration with Island-Wide Fitness, proudly hosted its first obesity prevention glow run on Saturday, June 14th, lighting up the streets from the cruise ship terminal to Arnasville and back with energy, excitement, and over 500 enthusiastic participants. The evening came alive as runners and walkers of all ages followed a scenic route through Kingstown and Cane Garden, creating a vibrant, family-friendly experience that promoted health, wellness, and community togetherness. This glow run is part of the Rotary Club of St. Vincent's ongoing commitment to disease prevention and treatment, one of Rotary International's key areas of focus. The event supported the district's emphasis on obesity prevention, promoting healthy lifestyles and encouraging Vincentians to stay active. By getting the community moving, the club aims to raise awareness and take action against the growing concerns of obesity and related health issues in our society. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Fisheries Division within the Ministry of Agriculture installed the billboard signs at the Kalioquah Fishery Center and Indian Bay, both located within the South Coast Marine Conservation Area. These billboards are part of a public awareness effort to highlight the conservation laws governing the area. The signs clearly state that spearfishing is strictly prohibited and that the removal of parrotfish and coral is illegal, as these practices threaten the health of the marine ecosystem. The initiative was funded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA under the Coast Fish Project, which supports environmental preservation through sustainable conservation efforts. Fisheries Officer Mr. Irvin Joseph stated that 6 artificial reefs have been deployed at Indian Bay, serving as nurseries for lobster and juvenile fish. He emphasized the importance of respecting these laws to protect marine life and to sustain the fishing industry for future generations. St. Vincent and the Grenadines was represented at the 8th session of the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction held in Geneva, Switzerland from June 2nd to 6th. The delegation included Ms. Michelle Forbes, Director of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, and Ms. Janil Drayton, Counselor at the Permanent Mission to the United Nations. Hosted by the Government of Switzerland, the forum brought together governments, United Nations agencies, the global stakeholders, to evaluate progress on the implementation of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030. The forum served as a critical space for sharing best practices, addressing emerging risk, and advancing practical strategies to build long-term resilience. Ms. Forbes played an active role in 2 official panel discussions, contributing insights on disaster risk financing and investments in long-term resilience. The delegation also participated in regional coordination meetings focused on strengthening collaboration and aligning priorities in disaster risk management. In further news on the local scene, on June 17th, police arrested and jointly charged Delroy Harry, a 20-year-old laborer of Kingston Park, Jahim Belgraves, a 20-year-old fisherman of Lomans Bay, and Julius Charles, a 20-year-old resident of Camden Park, with the offense of robbery. According to investigations, the accused men, armed with a gun, robbed a 30-year-old resident of Camden Park of EC $3,176.72 in cash, 1 bottle of Campari valued at EC $50, and 2 bottles of Sparrow Premium Rum valued at EC $80 by pointing a gun at a virtual complainant's head. The offense was committed in Camden Park on June 11th. The accused men appeared before the Bayaboo Magistrate Court on June 18th and did not plead to the indictable charge. They were granted bail in the sum of EC $6,000 each with 1 surety. They were also ordered to submit all travel documents, and stop notices were placed at all ports of entry. Belgraves and Charles are to report at the Kettles Police Station every Tuesday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., while Harry is to report at the Central Police Station every Tuesday and Thursday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. They were ordered not to have any contact with the complainant, and the matter was adjourned and transferred to the Serious Offences Court for a hearing on June 26th. On to regional news. Grenada recorded the highest number of births and deaths for a 5-year period in 2021. Data from the country's Statistics Division in the Ministry of Economic Development and Planning shows that 2021 recorded the highest number of births and deaths for the 2019 to 2023 period. The records, which are part of a project developed with the assistance of the Government of Canada through the Project for the Regional Advancement of Statistics in the Caribbean, showed that there were 1,611 births and 1,273 deaths. Before 2021, Grenada had recorded 1,575 births and 973 deaths in 2019, while the figures for 2020 were 1,540 births and 1,033 deaths. It is notable that the increase in births and deaths rose the year after COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic and the countries around the world went into a lockdown. More than 200 Grenadian deaths were categorized as COVID-19 related in 2021. Grenada went into lockdown in March 2020, and the years 2020 and 2021 were the COVID-19 years with periodic curfew and restriction of movement of people as part of the government strategy to reduce the transmission of COVID-19. The data shows that the live births began reducing in 2022, the same year that countries returned to normal operations following the COVID-19 pandemic. President of Guyana, Mohamed Irfaan Ali, has announced that his government will be nominating Guyanese agricultural scientist Muhammad Ibrahim as a candidate for the position of Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA. The announcement was made by President Ali, and Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa met with Ibrahim in Guyana's capital, Georgetown. An official nomination letter was then sent to ICA, signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Hilton Todd. In an official statement, President Ali said Guyana has entered a phase of accelerated growth and is also the new agricultural frontier of the Americas. This candidacy is from Guyana, but is also Caribbean and South American because our country belongs to both regions. Moreover, it is an invitation to work together for the agricultural development of Guyana, the Caribbean, Central America, and the Americas in general. He added that Guyana will seek the support of the continent's agricultural powerhouses, from Argentina, Brazil, and Chile to the United States, Canada, and Mexico, to support and take a major decisive step on the path to the development we seek and are capable of achieving. A new Director General of ICA will be elected by the Ministers of Agriculture of 34 countries in the Americas in November, when the Inter-American Board of Agriculture meets. And finally, the news at this hour. The UK Foreign Office says it is taking the precautionary measure of withdrawing staff from its embassy in Iran. It comes as the exchange of fire between Israel and Iran has continued, with Israel hit by a new round of Iranian strikes this afternoon. Earlier, the Israeli military said it attacked dozens of targets, including what it called missile manufacturing sites in Tehran. Meanwhile, UK, French, and German foreign ministers are holding talks with their Iranian counterpart in Geneva today as part of efforts to ease the Israel-Iran conflict. It comes after the White House says President Donald Trump will decide in the next fortnight whether to take direct U.S. action. This has been WFM's 3 p.m. News. I have been your presenter, Narissa Bostwick. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. when we will bring you our next newscast.